My dreams are nightmares. How can I sleep? You got the gun against me.
What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Marvel Legends Doctor Strange series Build-A-Figure Dormammu wave, the Mystic Rivals Nico Minoru. I think I'm pronouncing that name right. If I'm not, somebody please correct me in the comments. But here we do have Nico in the packaging, along with her staff, her alternate arm, and her Build-A-Figure piece of Dormammu. On the side we have a really beautiful drawing of Nico, and on this side a very beautiful drawing of Marvel's Enchantress, not the Enchantress. On the back we do get a tiny bio for both of them. It says these women use their powers for very different reasons, one for good and the other for evil. And then we do have a picture of Nico and the Marvel's Enchantress. Collecting all 8 figures does give you Dormammu. We have Doctor Strange, Astral version, Doctor Strange comic version, Brother Voodoo, call him Mordu, Doctor Strange movie version, Enchantress, Nico, and Iron Fist, which we've already had a look at. So really looking forward to her. What I'm going to do now is take a little break, get her opened up, and then we'll go on to the rest of her review. So sit tight, everyone. And here we have Nico Minoru out of the packaging. Now before we get on to her, let's actually show off her Build-A-Figure piece. She does come with the lower torso and lower skirt piece of Dormammu. If you don't believe me, there's the lower torso. Here's the skirt piece. If you're going to complete Dormammu, I would advise attaching his legs before attaching the main torso, because as you can see, it looks like it's going to be a little bit harder just putting it through the skirt. So attach his legs, then slide this up and over, and you should be fine. And again, this will just attach onto his torso like that, which we'll get onto that when we actually review him, hopefully soon. But here we have Nico out of the packaging, and I have to say, after messing around with this figure for about 10 minutes, I'm finding a lot of things that I absolutely love about this figure. There are very few things that I don't like about this figure. Honestly, I was going to pick her up no matter what, just because I really do like this gothic Lolita style, and just a really awesome figure that incorporates that entire trend set. And you know, I really like gothic girls, so I was going to pick her up no matter what. But the more I play around with this figure, the more I fall in love with the amount of detail Hasbro put into this figure, and I'm actually going to go over that in a little bit, so just bear with me. She does technically come with, I want to say, about 5 accessories, and I'll explain that in a little bit. We do get the Staff of One right here, as well as this nice fiery magic effect. It is a translucent pink plastic, and something I've noticed that a lot of reviewers have been overlooking is the fact that these are 2 separate pieces of plastic. You have the translucent piece, and then you have the Staff of One. And if you want to have Nico holding the Staff of One, it will only fit in her right hand. The left hand is open for like spell casting and stuff like that. And she holds it really well, pretty tight. Now if you want to have her holding it with the magic effect, that's when it does get a little heavier for her to hold it on her own. And let me actually show you getting that around. It does become a little bit of a trick getting it in her hand, and then it does make it a little heavy for her, you can see. So it's up to you if you want to display her with the Staff of One with a fiery effect or alone. I might pose her with this alone and then throw this on her, because this also does attach to her, and if I can get it at the right angle, you'll see what I mean. It actually does peg onto her, so that's something interesting that I found out after messing around with her. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it looks cool, so that's really nice. And then we do get this alternate arm. Now, I advise caution when swapping out these arms. That is a really small peg, and I'm pretty sure nobody wants to break their figures. Something I've found out is that you don't have to actually replace the whole arm. You can actually just replace her forearm. And let's see if I can't do this on camera. You can pop her forearm off, get this extra arm, and it does take a little bit of elbow grease, but once you get it off, it's off. And then you can attach it like so. So that's actually really cool that I found out. That's not the way Hasbro intended it, though. They actually wanted you to switch the arms out entirely, but for the sake of the video, you can do this if you want. And it's not saying that this arm is bad, I'm just saying it is a little scary popping it on and off the figure. Let's actually see if I can't do this on camera. There we go, we pull that arm off, take her new arm, and go ahead and peg that on. And now we have her with the alternate arm, and it is a little scary moving because, you know, you don't want to end up putting too much stress on that joint. So find a way that you want to have her pose and stick with that. Don't be second guessing yourself and interchanging the arms too much because you don't want to put too much stress on that joint. And then one more thing I found out is that this hand is removable, like so, and as you can imagine, this hand is also removable. See, it is a little tricky getting it off, but once you do, you can peg that hand on, and now we do get kind of this spell casting hand, which looks really cool. So you get a lot of display options with Nico, and I don't know if other people have been experimenting with it, but I have, so that's a really cool feature that I don't know if it was intentional or not, but if it was, great. If not, I just exploited something that I'm passing on to you guys. Yeah. Now let's actually get her standing so we can finally go on to her details. It seems like forever because I was going over some of the key features, but those are her accessories. And now let's actually go on to the figure itself and her details if the camera will focus. There we go. A really beautiful face sculpt from Hasbro. I don't know how to explain it. It's like the perfect goth face, and there is some slight paint error right on mine, which is a little unfortunate, but it does look like a beauty mark, so I'll let it slide. Her eyes are just really gorgeous. They're this metallic pink. And normally I don't like the metallic eyes on Hasbro's figures, but this looks amazing. Double standards, yes, but I can let it slide because she is a magic user. And then her hairband is actually painted really well. You can see her chokers. The paint is applied almost perfectly on it. There is some bleeding from her skin tone that goes onto her shirt. Just so much detail on her. Even the lace on her arms, that is a really good job on the paint for Hasbro. And like I said, I have to commend them on giving us such a great looking figure. And I'm a sucker for a gothic girl, so it was only natural that I would pick her up. Even the trim on her skirt is painted really nicely. There are a few hiccups here and there, but general consensus is that it's really well done. Her stockings are also painted really nice, and they do have that minor little hiccup, but other than that, really good paint applications. Moving on to her boots. She actually has the straps. So that's all really nice, and again, Hasbro did a really good job sculpting this figure. I think everything on her is unique to her. I don't think any other figure to date has used any other parts that Nico is using. Let's actually get the camera situated so we can go on to her articulation. She does have a ball jointed head. She can look up, down, left and right, and bobbles on that ball joint. We also do get a hinge in the neck, which lets her look up and down pretty far. Arms on a ball joint go out. They do a full 360. She bends at the elbow, as well as spins at the elbow. She spins and bends at the wrist. And then she does have a mid-torso joint here, which on mine it is a little stiff, but it does work, and the camera is a little out of focus. But we do get that mid-torso joint there, which which counts for the waist spin. We do get some slight side-to-side play. Nothing in the waist, but her legs do go forward and back. They do get hindered by her skirt, so be aware that the skirt piece will hinder her leg articulation. Legs go out to about... Let's actually move the skirt up a little bit, because her legs go out to about that far fully. Moving her skirt back down, because we don't want to be looking up her skirt. She has a thigh swivel. She is double jointed in the knee, so that's pretty good. She has a boot swivel and a hinge in the ankle as well, some rocker ankles. So overall, really outstanding job on Hasbro's job. I commend them for such a really beautiful figure. With that being said, let's get a pose for my final thoughts and we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have Nico posed for my final thoughts. Overall, just a really fantastic job. Really thumbs up on this figure. I really do recommend you go out and find this figure. She is a little difficult to find, I might add. For every, 3 enchantresses I found, I only saw 1 Nico, so she is a little harder to find than Enchantress. If you can find her, do not pass up on this figure. She is such a nice addition to your collection, and if you're a fan of this Lolita style, you're definitely going to want to have her in your collection. I don't know much about the character, but Hasbro sold me a figure just based on looks alone, so let that tell you the power of finding something somebody likes and then selling it to them. I actually picked Nico and Enchantress up at Toys R Us, because Toys R Us is having a sale at the time I'm making this video, for 2 for $35, so I just had to pick both of them up. Like I said, if you can find Nico, do not pass her up. She is a really beautiful figure, and she'll look great in any Marvel Legends display, especially because she has so many options, it's not funny. And with that being said, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Definitely recommend you get Nico into your collection. I'm KingofDragons 5000 saying don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go check out all my other Marvel Legends reviews, all my other action figure reviews. If there's something you like, let me know down in the comments, or if there's something you want to see me review, tell me and I'll find a way to add it into my collection. And with that being said, I'll see you guys later. Take care, everyone.
My dream